What would you say is the biggest influence on our culture? While you think about that, I'm gonna play some music. Yeah. Music has been influencing our culture since the beginning of time. And I knew when I wanted to explore this topic, I had to go to New York City where some of the biggest music legends were born. And I knew just the person to talk to. This is Imani. She's a co-star on the On the Regular podcast. She is the biggest hip-hop enthusiast I know. And she's also the La Cienega Boulevardette to my penny proud. Yeah, I said it. You and me will always be tight. Let's get into the show. Cheers to this open space where you're invited to be exactly who you are. Cheers to your soul, because there is never, ever, ever going to be anybody else like you, and that's your superpower. Happy Sundaze. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Sundaze with Low Legacy, where we're out here in beautiful nature, and we have the phenomenal, cutest Jay-Z enthusiast, Manito.
Yay! I'm so happy to be here. This is one of my favorite shows. I love. Just saying.
So what's going on with you, Manito? What projects are you working on? What can we? Well, let's start with this. Who is Imani? For the people who may not know who you are.
Who is Imani? Imani is a well-grounded individual trying to find her way, continuously learning and searching. Imani is all about hip-hop.
Yes.
Imani is warm and loving. Imani is all about her business. Imani is another passionate, determined person just trying to make it happen here without going broke at the same time.
I do remember Cardi saying something about, she tried to, because Cardi, I love Cardi and I respect her a lot. She does talk about sexual things sometimes, which is cool. I mean, it's just whatever. But she also talked about how she tried to stem off and do something else. But her fans were basically like, no, this is not what, basically that's what their feedback was, this is not what I want, this is not what I want to hear and stuff like that. So she went back to, talking about what she was talking about before. So do you think it's like the masses as to why we do hear, basically, do you think the whole scenario with Cardi, do you think a lot of female artists go through that? They want to talk about other things, but they feel like they don't get as much clout or whatever?
Definitely. I feel like they feel a certain pressure to look a certain way or say a certain thing to get mainstream attention. But a lot of the time, that's just music in general, because a lot of men go through that too in music. Like, they feel like they have to. I know a lot of artists have to put on like a gangster persona, or like they're only cool if they promoting like that gun talk and shit. Can I curse on it?
Your face was priceless.
I don't know.
This is an open space to be who you are.
Okay,
so that's cool.
All right, cool. Hip hop is explicit, so I'm gonna be explicit. So niggas feel like like only that gangster shit is what sells, instead of like, I guess what they call conscious rap. That's not really like as poppin'. Like, niggas will be quick to put on Bobby Shmurda or whatever, or back in the day before he got locked up, Free Shmurda, before he got locked up. But I'm pretty sure they don't give a fuck about YBN Corday right now. Like,
right, because he's dope. I just got him to his stuff. But I like music like that. So do you think that along the years, do you see like a shift coming into play where it's less I want to call it less commercial, and it's starting to become more because you know how you have the underground type music, it has a certain type of vibe to it, and then you have commercial, which is what they create for the masses. So do you see a shift that's coming up where it's becoming more acceptable to be a little bit more underground and less commercial, or do you think it's still the same?
I now because of the streams and because of they're seeing what's being played on the digital platforms, now radio is like kind of bending to what's being popular.
So are you more on the commercial side versus are you like a medium? Do you just kind of like a lot?
I'm somewhere in between because growing up I listened to a lot of Jay-Z, so he's basically one of the biggest mainstream artists everybody knows in this day and age. But there are people on the come up I do listen to. I do say I wouldn't say I'm completely underground rap, but I like a lot of bit of everything. As long as it keeps my attention and keeps my focus, I'm here for it.
Okay. Outside of music and society in general, because we do see a rise, well at least I see a rise, somebody who's not so much into hip-hop, as everybody else is. I do see a rise in female artists versus how it kind of used to be, especially with rap. So what do you think about the trend that's going on in society, period? Like, for me personally, I see that like everywhere, and it's just kind of spilling over into music too, where women are taking on, like we are on the rise right now, like where it was traditionally just men. So like, what do you have to speak, like what are your comments towards that?
I like the fact that we have like a kind of like a resurgence of femcees in hip hop, because at one time it seemed like although women in hip hop was like few and far between, we did like have our artists like Foxy or Kim or Missy or Lauren and so on and so forth. But it seemed like for a while, the one that was getting the most attention was Nicki Minaj, and it's unfortunate because she focused on being pop most of her career. She started off rapping, she started off mixtapes, under Wayne or under Gucci, whatever, and then it seemed like when she got to a certain plateau, she went pop, and now she's trying to go back to rapping, and now it's like other women are, I don't want to say come for her spot, but they're also in the spotlight. And I like how at one point like a lot of men were kind of like, oh, I can't listen to that, or I can't relate to that, and I feel like it's becoming a lot more accepted, and I think they're finally seeing the shoe on the other foot. Because for a long time, not for a long time, but as a woman, who listens to rap, like I can name countless male artists that rap, but it's only a few that I can name that personally that are women in hip hop.
So back to you. What do you have? What's next for you?
What's next? Honestly, I don't even know, and I think
that's okay, and I think that's a good space to be in, because the possibilities are just like out there.
That's how I feel. It took me a while to get to this phase. Before I started working in media, I was really down on myself, and I was working on my projects outside of like my 9-to-5 life, but because I wasn't working in my field initially out of college, I got really depressed.
Oh yeah.
And I would let that eat me away, and I would just be like, oh, I'm gonna be stuck in this industry forever, and I'm never gonna break into what I want to do, or I'm never gonna like really find my purpose. But working on my passion projects gave me like a kind of rebirth. And now that I am closer to my field, I'm kind of just like, well, I was like in the gutter for so long. Now I'm like, basically the sky's the limit. So I don't know where I'm going, but I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do it. Fabulous said that. The internet probably going to kill me for fabulous quotes, but hey, we here.
Hey. So, do you have any sunrise that you want to leave with our guests? Whether it's about pursuing your passion, whether it's about being okay with, just saying, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere, or anything. Do you have any one thing that you want to leave with our guests?
Be honest with yourself.
I like that.
Be honest with yourself. I would kill you with a typical hip hop quote or a Jay-Z lyric, but honestly, be honest with yourself. I had to learn that the hard way. I let fear get in the way of my faith, and I feel like that wasn't being true to myself. And I want to uphold the same standards I hold to everybody else. I want people to be truthful with me, and I like to be truthful with other people. So I need to take that same perspective and tell it to myself.
With yourself.
So
I like that a lot.
Yeah, be honest with yourself.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you tune in for next week's episode. And if you missed it, we have like a lot of episodes, and we also have Sundaze on my channel, so make sure you catch up with all of that, and we will see you next Sunday. Hey beautiful souls, want to catch behind the scenes footage and more episodes? Subscribe and follow us on Instagram.